All right, year 10. So today we're looking at solving quadratic equations by completing the square. So what we're going to do is carry out the exact same process that we used earlier in this chapter to factorize by completing the square, and then we're going to use our null factor law to solve. So the first thing we're going to do is divide our first thing we're going to do is double check that we have 0 on the right hand side. If not, we always solve to get 0 on one side so that we can use the null factor law later. Then we're going to divide the coefficient of x by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. We're going to square our answer. 4 squared is 16. Then we're going to add and subtract it from our equation. So x squared plus 8x plus 16 minus 16, take away 3. This section here will become x plus 4 squared. Then we will have minus 16 minus 3 on the outside. All of this is equal to 0. We simplify our constant terms. So we have x plus 4 squared minus 19 is equal to 0. And then from here, we're going to factorize using DOPS, difference of perfect squares. So we will have x plus 4 plus root 19 and x plus 4 minus root 19, all equal to 0. From here, we can use our null factor law to solve. So either x plus 4 plus root 19 equals 0, in which case x equals negative 4 minus root 19, or x plus 4 minus root 19 equals 0, in which case x equals negative 4 plus root 19. And these are our two solutions. Looking at example B, we have x squared minus 7x minus 1. Once again, we check to make sure we have 0 on the right-hand side, and then we go about completing the square. So we have negative 7 on 2. I'm going to leave that as a fraction, so it's equal to negative 7 on 2. I'm going to square it, which will give me 49 on 4. I'm going to add and subtract it. So we get x squared minus 7 plus 49 on 4 minus 49 on 4. Minus 1. This section here will become x minus 7 on 2 squared. So we have x minus 7 on 2 all squared minus 49 on 4 minus 1 is all equal to 0. We're going to simplify our minus 49 on 4, take away 1. So we have x minus 7 on 2 squared minus 53 on 4 equals 0. And then we use our dots. So we have x minus 7 on 2 plus the square root of 53 on 4. X minus 7 on 2 minus the square root of 53 on 4. All of this is equal to 0. We're going to simplify the inside first. So the square root of 53 on 4 is equal to the square root of 53 on the square root on 4, which is equal to the square root of 53 on 2. So I'm going to use that knowledge now to simplify. So we have x minus 7 on 2 plus root 53 on 2. X minus 7 on 2 minus root 53 on 2. All equal to 0. I'm going to collect. We have 2 as a common denominator. So I'm going to collect these fractions as x minus Actually, I'll do that after I've made these equal to 0. So x minus 7 on 2 plus root 53 on 2 is equal to 0, in which case x is equal to 7 on 2 minus root 53 on 2, or equal to 7 minus root 53 all over 2. That is your first solution. Your second solution, x minus 7 on 2 minus root 53 on 2 equals 0, becomes x equals 7 on 2 plus root 53 on 2, which is just x equals 7 plus root 53 all over 2. Our final example, we have 4x squared plus 24x plus 20. I can already see a common factor of 4. So the first thing I'm going to do is divide both sides by 4. That will leave me with x squared plus 6x plus 5 equals 0. Now, while this could be solved using cross-factor method, we are going to complete the square just to see our final solution. So we are going to divide 6 by 2, which gives us 3. We're going to square it, which gives us 9, and then we're going to add it and subtract it into our equation. So we get x squared plus 6x plus 9 minus 9 plus 5 equals 0. From here, we are going to complete the square. We're going to have x plus 3 squared minus 9 plus 5 is equal to 0. X plus 3 squared negative 9 plus 5 is minus 4 equals 0. We're going to use our dots to factorize. So we have x plus 3. The square root of 4 is 2, so we're going to have a neat plus 2. X plus 3 minus 2 is equal to 0. Now, when we simplify this, we're going to have x plus 5, x plus 1, which means that either x plus 5 equals 0 and x equals negative 5, or x plus 1 equals 0 and x equals negative 1. And that is how you solve quadratic equations by completing the square. Good luck.